Gah. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. I am live. I am looking live. Kara Allen, thanks for coming. Sharon, Tina, DJ, Lo, Stacy Pierce, yo. Hey, Kara Allen, your book's coming, so sit tight. It should be there tomorrow or the next day. Tara Tate, the Great. Hey, Stacy Pierce, good to see you. I think I saw you in another scope. Hey, Gigi. Tina D, that's it. Tina D. Hey, Tina D. Chianti. Pink Sophisticated. Oh, Pink Sophisticated. So sophisticated. Are we sophisticated? Hey, Talisha, Scope Scribe. Real quickly, I always ask people when they come on here, hey, everybody, Hustle and Heels. Thanks for coming. When I ask people for two things, two favors. Erica Schaefer's in the house. Erica Schaefer's in the house. She's awesome. Do a follow Friday tomorrow. Yeah, let me know. I'm going to try and do that. I missed what did you say? I just said thanks for coming in the house, Chianti Lomax. I asked people two things. Give me a crap ton of hearts, please. If you see value in what I'm about to say with you. Whoop, whoop. Erica Schaefer, check her out. She's a coach, biz coach, inspiring female entrepreneurs to do some big things. Oh, yeah, the second thing. So the first thing is, give me some hearts. The second thing is invite your friends and followers if you think what I'm about to say helps. What am I saying? It is going to help. It's going to be freaking awesome. So I'm glad you're here. Ask Mocha. That's my girl. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for inviting people. Thanks for connecting. Thanks for everything. Yes, everybody connect with each other. I'd love to do that too. I want to bring people together in addition to me giving you some information that I have. Rhonda Huber, thanks for coming in. Pink Sophisticated. That just sounds so sophisticated. But thanks anyway, guys. My name is Ebongeka. For some of you who don't know who I am, my name is Ebongeka. I'm a CPA. I'm a speaker. I also do I did a TEDx talk, which you can Google that online. I'm also a TV small business contributor. I write for the Huffington Post. I also write blogs for Office Depot. In addition to that, I am the Prince of Pricing. So what I do is I work with entrepreneurs, online entrepreneurs, people who offer services to help them set their pricing and then raise it so that they can maximize their profits. And a lot of people struggle with that. It's one of the things that people struggle with the most. And I'm also the author of the small business book, Start Me Up, The No Business Plan, which was an Amazon bestseller, off the chain. Some of you guys already have it. Some of you guys have been reading it. Some of you guys like it. Literally, if you're starting a business, whether it's, I don't care if you're selling widgets, I don't care if you're selling coaching, I don't care what you're selling. I'm a preacher. I don't think I should be white. Yes, no, you could stay. Don't leave. Watch it. I'm not gonna curse. I'm gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it 100. And if you're in business in any way, shape, or form, this is something that you should probably think about and listen to. Yes, I am dope. Thank you, Chianti. I am dope. I almost started singing Tiger, but I can't do that because I got a pastor on here. But anyways, long story short. The book it walks you through the process of getting started without having to waste your time with the business plan. So if you want to start something, we talk about the ideas. How do you solve problems with your ideas? How you set your pricing, creating systems in your business, and then eventually your sales. Bienvenue from Montréal. Mais je suis canadien, mais je parle français un peu. Mais j'avais habité en Suisse pour une année depuis 1900. 2000 et 2001. Yes. C'est une longtemps. Mais je parle bien français, mais c'est pas mal. But I speak better English, obviously. Hey, bonjour. Bonsoir. Speakerman87, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing with you guys. So real quickly, I want to talk to you guys really quickly about my brother's in town with his girlfriend. Yep, vous parlez très bien. Bien merci. Hélène? Yes, Hélène. Bien merci. What state am I in? I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. Yes, BBC Cosinay. How do you know? Yes, BBC Cosinay. Yes, I played in Switzerland for BBC Cosinay. It's a professional team in Switzerland. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Somebody picked it up. That actually warms my heart. That's so cool. So real quickly, I want to talk to you guys. I talk about pricing all the time and the importance of it. And what I realized in working with businesses, but also speaking and going out. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? I remember Stephanie. How are you? Mais ça va? I remember Stephanie from Switzerland. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Thank you for being on here. That's awesome. It's been ages. Literally like 16 years. Like 1999 is when I was there. Yeah, a lifetime ago. Hey, Neely Sutton, thanks for coming in here. Neely is awesome as well, so you can check her out as well. Rhonda Huber, thanks for coming in. My book is on Amazon, Stacey Pierce. My book is also at Barnes & Noble. You can also get it. Hey, what's going on, B. Benita? You can also get it from me directly. If you get it from me directly, I'll sign it. But it's on Barnes & Noble. You can also get it in the stores at Barnes & Noble. You can get it. You can also get it on Amazon. It's on there. If you get it from me directly, I will sign it for you and autograph it and give you a little, nice little note, inspiring note, and I'll ship it off to you. Some of you guys who are on here, I think have already got a copy of me signed, the ones that I've signed. I will put in the link. It's ebongeka.leadpages. Yes, Chianti has a signed copy. It's ebongeka.leadpages.co/start me up, all in lowercase, and that's basically it. What I'll do after this scope is I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it out. So come follow me on Twitter and I'll tweet it out. Keontae Stingy. Hey, what's going on, Miss Sapp? Thanks for being here. So I want to talk about pricing. A lot of you guys, if you're entrepreneurs, if you are freelancers, any type of small business space, anything that you're doing, yes, thank you so much, Talisha. Yes, it's leadpages.co/start me up. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Talisha. And if you're in the business space, if you're doing sales, if you're doing services, even if you're selling widgets, whatever it is, a lot of people struggle with their pricing. And what I realized and what I noticed that a lot of businesses that fail, they don't fail because of the money. A lot of times you hear people say, I failed because I didn't have any startup capital. That wasn't necessarily the case. So think of it this way. If you have a lot of customers who want to buy from you, that's not a bad problem to have. What ends up happening is if you have a lot of customers, you can go to the bank and say, I have these customers who want to buy from me, and then they'll lend according to that. A lot of people who are in government contracting, especially here in the Washington, D.C. area, if they have contracts signed, they can go to a bank with those contracts, and the bank will give them money based on that. So with that being said, but with that being said, it's not the fact that you don't have money. Part of the reason is we're not charging enough, right, to fund our growth, to fund our what we're doing. And so a lot of times, one of the main reasons why we don't charge enough money to our potential customers and clients is that we don't necessarily believe, deep down inside, we second guess ourselves. Now, if you hear me here, give me some feedback. Give me a one, put a one in the things, or say yes. If you have the same thing where you want to charge somebody something and you for a minute you're worried, like, will this person accept the price? Maybe I should go lower. Maybe I should give them a discount off the top. Something to that regard. I've been through that, so I understand where I'm coming. I'm not just talking from a textbook perspective. I'm talking from real life. There are times when I used to charge people less than what I was worth. And part of the problem is we don't believe. Deep down inside, it's not a bad thing. This happens to us. We're told, it's going on, Tammy. We're kind of taught as we're raised that don't charge people too much. We have a scarcity mentality, right? We think that we have to get discounts. And I talked about this in a previous scope. People will pay what they value. Hey, Dr. Will speaks exactly. People will pay for what they value. And so the key is very simple. If you look at a lot of times, here's an example. One time I went on Fox News about a year ago, and I went on to talk about pricing. And I said, in a bad economy, you should raise your prices. And that's one of the main reasons why they wanted to have me on. I was promoting this book, and I came on, I said, in a bad economy, you should raise your prices. And they thought I was crazy, and they wanted to argue with me, and that's the reason why they had me on. So I'm on there, we're talking about it, and she said, well, what about gas station? What about, in a bad economy, you should lower your prices so you can compete. I go, that's the problem. We're trying to compete with other people. And if you keep competing with other people with your pricing, you end up, it's a race to the bottom. Right? A lot of stores closed because they could not compete with Amazon. Circuit City lost because they cannot compete with Amazon. Why could you? Amazon doesn't have leasing, right? It doesn't have to lease a space. Amazon does not have to worry about paying employees to not know anything. Best Buy has been struggling for a long time because I go into Best Buy, look at a television, and then go buy it online. Everybody does that with every single thing. But the difference is you don't want to be that person that competes with everybody else online. What you want to do is you want to find a way to differentiate your products and your services so that your customer comes to you, they get a unique experience, right? The second thing is you have to figure out facts, hearts. It's Kelly Burn. Yes, thank you so much, Ron. Give me some hearts because I get hearts. You guys burn calories. This is awesome. And so, also, do me a favor. Continue to share this with invite people to come in as well if they're in business. I want to help them, get their business off the ground. I want to help them grow their business. especially because I was feeling a fraud at the beginning, but I kind of missed. Pretty surprising is the name I've seen. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Neil. Yes. Yes, Reverend or Pastor, you create a unique experience, but not about price. But the other thing I always tell people is this, and this is what I've learned. There's two things. You need to raise your price. When you raise your price, you weed out the bottom feeders. How many of you here, you can say yes or give me, put a hand up or a finger, whatever else, or give me some feedback. How many of you guys have been in a situation where you have a person who nickel and dime you on a price, asked for a discount, you gave them the discount, and then after that, when you finish doing the work, they complained about it? How many of you guys had that? Hey, DeLeon, thanks for coming on here, man. How many of you guys have had that situation where you guys, you worked your butt off, you worked so hard, your price is too low, it makes your work look. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And that's the other problem. So what ends up happening when you raise your prices, even if it's incrementally, you end up weeding out the bottom feeders, a person who is strictly driven by price. This is what I equate it to. Some of you, if you guys still go out to the club or to the bar, there are different clubs. There's a ratchet club, right, where they give you drinks in plastic cups. And it costs about $1 drink specials. They give you free drinks just to get in the door. They have free ladies' night, all different crap, right? And then there's the other club who you literally waiting in line. It doesn't matter how you're dressed. And the only people who are getting in there are beautiful people who are dressed accordingly, who behave accordingly, and celebrities and other wealthy people who buy tables. There's a difference, right? And the reason why there's a difference is because they believe that club that's charging people at the door lots of money to get in, they're making everybody realize that this is the place to be. I'm not just like some other place you can come in and act a fool and start fights. And you realize at those higher type clubs, nobody's fighting. Nobody's arguing. Nobody's getting stabbed. Nobody's getting shot. Now, you have to behave you have to have a sense of professionalism and be confident and conviction in what you're offering to your customers and clients. So here's one way to do that. You have to ask you. So when you're bringing your customers in, or people fronting that buy, or people fronting that buy tables. That's right, Lo. But one thing you want to do is something very, very simple. You want to ask your customer and your client, what are their 3 biggest struggles? You can write this down. I want you to write this down. I kind of talk about that in the book a bit. But you want to ask your customers and your clients, what are your 3 biggest struggles, right? And have them share that with you. And that should be part of the discovery process. That should be part of the discussion process, because you don't want to say, oh, hey, you need marketing services. Hey, let's do marketing for you. They don't want marketing. They say they want marketing. What they want are people to come to their site, come to their business, buy stuff from them. At the end of the day, what they want are sales. Their problem is they want sales, right? If not the price, but the value you get what you pay for. Exactly. So you want to remind your customer and your client specifically, if we do this thing, this is what I will help you increase the amount of people who frequent your site, the amount of leads you generate, conversions. Marketing is an example. There's coaching. These are the goals. These are the metrics. This is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to get you to another level, right? And at the end of the day, we're going to address exactly what you want. That's what you have to come from. That's the frame you have to come from. You're not Amazon. You're not just a dollar store that's just selling tchotchkes for $1 a piece. I can go anywhere for that, right? And so when I was back to the Fox News thing, so I'm on Fox News, I'm arguing with them, and I was telling the host, she's like, well, you should lower your price. I said, no. I go, you only lower your prices when you're a commodity. Now, you guys aren't commodities because you guys are all individuals. Now, a commodity in this particular case is very simple. A commodity is a product or service that a customer or client cannot differentiate between, right, against its next competitor. So here's an example. When you go to a gas station, how many of you listening and watching right now know the difference between Exxon, Hess, Liberty, Texaco, Shell, all that joint? None. I mean, I'm almost willing to guarantee that none of you guys know the difference. My car doesn't know the difference either. My car doesn't care, right? All my car cares per the manuals that I put in 91 to 93. That's it. So it's medium to premium, medium to premium, and that's it. That's all it cares about. I've been doing it for years. Nobody knows the difference. So if you don't know the difference, the only differentiator becomes price. When you go buy bread, if it's a nickel here and 10 cents off here, because the bread is the same, the only thing that differentiates is price. Now, here's an example of a product that does not confine to that particular area. Higher octanes, I've been told, is marginal though. Exactly, it is marginal, but in the same token, I don't care because now I'm going to go for price. You go to the clean station, the customer. See, that's a little bit. That's a little bit more. That's a differentiator, right? But for the most part, you don't really know initially what the differences are. And if they're both in the same opposite corners, you're going to pick whatever's cheaper. Almost always, 90% of the time. And for me, that's not a game that I want to get into as a business owner, and you don't want to get into as a business owner because you'll lose eventually. Because all that ends up happening is your competitor cuts your price. Once your competitor finds out how much you charge, whatever it is that you sell, they cut the price. It's a wrap. The people that are with you run over to that next joker, and then they end up coming back to you to help fix the mistakes that other guy made. Because there's no way in hell that you can make money charging as low as you can. So. And that's basically how I describe it. You do not want to be Amazon. So one of the ways is you got to solve a problem that somebody wants. And another thing too I want to leave with you guys is this. There's two reasons why people spend money. And a lot of you guys alluded to this earlier. There's two reasons why people spend money. The first reason is to get a desired result, and the other one is to solve a problem. That's it. Everything you've done, every time you pull money out of your pockets, it's to get a desired result or to solve a problem. You go to a restaurant, there's a desired result you like, and there's also a problem you want to have solved. When you buy a car, when you take the bus, anything you're doing, every time you spend $1, every time you spend a nickel, every time you spend a penny, is to solve a problem or to get a desired result. Ebong, have you always had this philosophy, or did you overcome past? I overcame. It's a little bit of both, a hybrid of both. I didn't really have this philosophy for the most part until I realized I spent a lot of time studying psychology. I spent a lot of time studying behavioral economics. I spent a lot of time reading certain books in that area as to why people buy, how they buy, how they shop, their behaviors. Because if I understood their behaviors, I'd be able to speak in a language they understood. So that's kind of what was that was the impetus for me coming to this conclusion. That's why how I wrote about it in this book, for the same particular reason. Because I wanted to understand or get into the mind of my customers. I was the same like a lot of you who are watching, right? Where you don't want to charge a lot. Someone calls you, says you want to do this and that, and automatically you're thinking, oh man, if I price it too high, they'll leave and go somewhere else. But no, I'm Ebong. You're Neil. You're Chianti. Whatever it is, wherever you are unique. And the key is you have to figure out, what do they really want that I can provide them? And the bigger thing is this. You can't tell me it's price, because there are coaches who are watching this right now, right? Thank you so much, Rhonda. There are coaches who are watching this right now and who are charging, maybe not some of you guys, but there are coaches who are charging maybe a couple $100 a month. And then there's Tony Robbins who's charging $1 million a month to work with certain people. Period. What's the difference? It can't be the experience. I've met older coaches. I met coaches in their 50s and 60s who've been coaching for 20 years. But their pricing is like in the middle to bottom. Someone's got to tell me why that's different. And obviously I would never call them out or say anything to them. But again, if you think and have this, if you don't have the conviction to believe what you have is worth, charging more, I won't pay you the same. And the second thing is, I think someone might have mentioned this earlier. If your prices are too low, another disservice we're doing, if your prices are too low, imagine how many customers are changing their mind and not going to you because they're thinking in their mind, there's no way in heck that you can help me. Show me the book so I can screenshot it. Yes, Rhonda. This is the book. This is the book. Hope you got it. Screenshot it. Yes, you got to get a profit for what you invested. But more importantly, I got books falling. I got all sorts of books. I didn't tell you this too. In addition to me having that book published here, I also had the book published in Indonesia. So if you know anybody who speaks Indonesian, let me know. The book was published in Indonesia as well. It was a blessing that happened, but I wanted to share that real quick. Just order it. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And the bigger thing is this. There's also a value, right? So the example I always use is a BMW. If you go to a BMW lot and you tell and the person there says, you know what, I got a 2016 BMW. It's the hottest new car. We just flew it over here from Germany, and we're going to sell it to you for $5,000. What would you say? You'd look around for a camera. You think you're getting punked. You think it's candid camera, right? You may even punch the salesman because you think he's trying to rob you. You think something is wrong. Something doesn't make sense because in your mind, the value of that car far exceeds $5,000. Your site, so I can order from you. Yes. Hey, Talisha, can you do me a huge favor and put that link up again? Or low if you guys are there. It's ebongeka, EBONGEKA .co. lead pages. And that's my actual site. And then the site for the book is, I'll write it real quick. I should have been ready for this. Leadpages.co. Oh, thank you so much, Pink Sophisticated. I keep singing in my head "So Sophisticated" by Rick Ross. / start me up. I will tweet it. This is it right here. Okay. Hoping my writing's not all crazy. It's not a thing. It's ebongeka.leadpages.co / start me up. All in lowercase, all together. Start me up. And then after this scope, I'm gonna tweet it out. And can you drop the middle part of your URL? Kristen can help you out if you want to shorten. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I'm using lead pages, and I probably could shorten it. I wasn't even thinking about that as well. But yeah, I'll definitely talk to Kristen. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's basically it. Thank you so much, Tammy. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. You guys are awesome. No, you did not interrupt me. I appreciate you wanting to get the book. You get it from me. I will sign it and leave you a note. And once you pay for it, I'll sign it, leave you a note, and I'll ship it out the next day. That's basically what I do. And a bunch of people, some people on the scope who've had them, and there are other people who, if you can get them online. But if you get them from me, I'll sign it for you and give you a note and give a little inspirational thing. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that. I bought a certain amount of. I don't have too many, but I bought a certain amount of books on my own. I am on Blab. Dr. Will Speaks. It's the same username. Everything's the same. All my accounts: Instagram, Blab, Twitter, even Facebook, I think, and of course Periscope. Kathy owe me a birthday gift. Yeah, Chianti, yeah, she's hot class. So I don't know if she gonna fork with that book over to you. Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great. We definitely should connect. Connect with me on Twitter, and we'll DM each other, and we'll connect, and then see what we can do talking together. Dr. Will Speaks. So basically, before I leave you, I wanted to just basically remind you that there's a few things, at least give you a few points before we wrap this. The first thing is you got to understand that people don't buy because of. Oh, thank you so much, Dillion, man. You're the man. People don't buy because of price. People don't spend money because of price. And I gave the BMW story, right? Chianti's awesome, but I gave you the BMW story. And basically, if you don't believe that, if you have a sense of what something is valued, there's no way. Thank you so much, Lo. If you have a sense of value, you know that the price should match that. And there's so many people that I've talked to who've talked to other small businesses and said their price is too low. There's no way in heck that they would be able to provide me with the service I need at that price. They're losing money. And what ends up happening when you give somebody a discount and you cut your prices lower than you should, you become resentful towards that customer. It's happened to me. It's happened to everybody. Because you think you're doing them a favor, and then that same person nickel and dimes you, complains, calls you all the time on your phone, asking you for updates, asking you for freebies, asking you for all sorts of nonsense. It happens all the time. Because that quality or caliber of customer, their mindset is in a place of scarcity. They're trying to cut and save money, right? And then you'll see them out later on buying a BMW, but they can't afford to pay you for something that's going to enrich their lives. So I want to remind you, it's better sometimes to get rid of the deadweight clients and find people who will pay you what they're worth. What you want is a customer that pulls out their checkbook. When you tell them what the price is, in their mind they're thinking, oh man, that's a deal. And you're happy, they're happy, you'll do the best job you possibly can do. So the first thing you want to do is you want to evaluate your pricing, what you're charging right now for your pricing. Take a look at what other people are charging and try and come up with something that's different in your space. So whatever you do, I don't care what service or industry you're in, find out something you can do that's somewhat a little bit different so that you can differentiate yourself and then provide value in that case and then raise your prices. I worked with somebody about 7-8 months ago, and she had an online store. In addition, she did servicing and some coaching. And I told her to raise her prices in a few of her items, and she fought me for like 2 weeks on this. I said, just do me a favor, okay, raise your price on one item. She raised her price on one item. We went through the analytics, went through the numbers. I said, raise your price on this particular item. We'll see what happens. And within 2 weeks, the next month, her sales increased by 185%. She literally was like, oh my God, thank you so much. It's so blah, blah, blah. I said, that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. You got more sales because you raised your price. Because people believe you. They believe that what you're charging makes sense, right? And that's in the mind of the consumer. Providing exceptional service, people won't see the price if you provide exceptional service. Thank you so much, DeLeon. Like, here's another example. If you are a coach and you're working with couples and they're about to break up and it's a marriage counseling type situation, what they care about more than anything else is the success rate that you have. What they care about is keeping their marriage together. Because at the end of the day, if you're like, I'm charging $1,000 for a session or whatever else, they can complain. But you know what's even worse? Going to divorce court, splitting up the assets, selling the house, sharing the kids, all the other nonsense, or paying $1,000 to fix whatever is ailing them because you're an expert. That's basically it. Thank you so much. High value info for all of us supply. Thank you so much, Neil. You're awesome. I love your scopes. Thanks so much, Ask Mocha. You know, I want to empower you guys to start thinking more about the value you bring. And when you bring, thank you so much, Pastor Joseph. And when you bring the value to your customer and clients, they will gladly give you money. They will gladly give you money and not even think twice. Because at the end of the day, their problem was solved and they got the result they wanted. And they're not sitting there looking at, a year from now, no one's going to be looking at this saying, oh, how much I charge? You're not going to, that kind of person you don't want. So you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you so much for the support, for the hearts, for buying the book, for the love. I'm going to tweet after this. I'm going to tweet out something about the book. Thank you so much. Have an awesome. Thank you so much, Rhonda. The first time I've ever seen you on here, so I'm glad you're following me. I'm going to follow you as well. Done. Follow you right now. Design time. Thank you so much, Chianti. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the hearts. Again, if you're watching the replay, I want to empower you. I want to inspire you to do something more. Your scope is dope. Thank you so much. The dope scope. Thank you so much, Elaine. Merci bien. Luis Suarez. How do you determine price? It depends on what industry you're in. But for the most part, you want to find out. And I don't want you to determine price based on I don't want you to determine price based on an hourly thing. We're not trading dollars for hours. When you do that, you turn into an employee. It's a higher paid employee. It's a nightmare. If you do dollar for hours, this is what ends up happening. Your customer starts looking at the clock, right? And you're not really providing them a service because they're like, oh, it's 45 minutes already. I got to pay this. I've done the same thing as a client of somebody else's. So you don't want to do that. You want to give them a flat fee, figure out what value you bring, figure out what other people are doing, right? And maybe copy them and then raise it. So you can have a baseline. And then when they ask you why you're different than somebody else, you can explain. And then another thing I'll say is create different packages. Because if you have 2 or 3 packages, there's a scientific study that shows if you only give one price for something, people will take your price and shop around. We're by nature, by biology, wants us to comparison shop. We do that anyways. If you provide the comparison on your site, the comparison in your context, in your world, they will choose within the confines of that and not go somewhere else. So that's why Amazon's amazing. So options in what sense? Oh, here's an example. What you want to do is you want to think of your pricing structure as a hierarchical, attached to other hierarchies. So if you notice some other people online, they have 3 different. You'll notice 3 is the optimum amount of choices. So to do something like silver, gold, and platinum. Why do they do that? Because in your brain you know that gold is better than silver, and you know that platinum is better than gold. And so as a result, you'll start thinking, okay, if I get platinum, then that's the highest, then gold's pretty much what I want. And people tend to choose the one that's in the middle as a result of that, right? So, okay, I got to go. I got to run. My brother's in town. My girlfriend's going to get upset, and we got to go to dinner. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. If you're catching the replay, please share this with everybody else that you know. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, get a copy of my book. You're welcome, Luis Suarez. I'll be back tomorrow talking about more stuff, more pricing things. Sorry for question marks. No problem. Bonne nuit. Merci bien. Thank you so much, Neil. You guys are awesome. You guys are the joint. Pick up the book. I'll sign it for you. I'll send it to you, and we're gonna have a funky good time. Thank you so much, guys. Talk to you later.